What is going on, people? It's Matt from Liquid Loans, and in this video on this live stream, I've got a very special guest, someone who is, if I may say so myself, a celebrity in the Hex and PulseChain community. He's a prolific content creator, someone who I appreciate. I'm very excited to have onto the stream. So with no further ado, big drum roll, Mr. Crypto Coffee.
Hey, thanks for the intro, man. That was one of the best intros I've ever had. Cool.
Man, I've been watching you since, I pretty much got into the community. You've been dropping the content. Obviously, your subscriber count shows how hard you've been working. But for the one or two people that don't know who you are, maybe you could give us a little bio, bit of a background about you and how you got into crypto and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm just a guy that's pretty average, right? Like, basically just a kind of a tech bro, I guess you could say. I graduated from college, got an engineering degree, worked in finance for a couple of years, worked in app development for a consulting company that made apps and websites and whatnot. So I've been around tech a lot. And, ever since I joined the 9-to-5 rat race, basically I was only able to think about, how do I get out of this? How do I escape this? And, I've been through so many different tactics and, the FIRE community, financial independent retire early community, and looking into different things like traditional CD ladders, which obviously don't work, and looking into different things like playing it safe in kind of conservative diversified portfolios of index funds, everything. And none of this stuff seemed to ever be able to keep up with inflation or get you ahead. And I just kind of always felt like my introduction into the real world was kind of like a road to nowhere, right? Kind of a dead end. And so I finally found crypto and I was like, this is it. There's something here. I don't know what's here yet, but there's definitely a way out with crypto, right? There's a way to financial freedom. I don't know how to do it, and I fucked up a lot, quite frankly. Like I tried trading. I tried, I went through a phase of, trading bots and trying to make my own. And oh, dude, brutal. I remember Poloniex was my gateway drug. That was back in like my first year of work. I would be, I'd have a separate incognito tab open with Poloniex, and I would just be like trading and stuff. And, that was really not the way. And, 2017 bubble came around. I've been in crypto since 2015, by the way, but
wow.
I fucked it all up basically. Like if I would have just kept the Bitcoin that I had bought back then and not traded it away or wasted it on shit coins and rode the whole 2017 hype wave, bought anything with a white paper just because I could understand the words and I thought it was the future. I was talked into a lot of stuff and I royally messed up. And at one point I remember I had lost more money on paper than I had ever made at my 9-to-5 jobs in my life. That was an all-time low in 2018. A lot of people were feeling the maximum pain.
Yeah.
And so from 2015 to 2018, I kind of was lucky to just be at break even, considering all the money I had been funneling into crypto. But I just continued to believe, I continued to hold. And then when something actually worth holding and promoting came around, when Hex came around and Richard Hart started pitching that idea, I said, okay, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines anymore and just, wait and hope that this, really takes off. I'm going to actually try to take an active role in promoting it. And because I do believe it's a genuinely good idea, revolutionary idea. It's really is Nobel Prize winning, in my opinion, right? And it just takes some time for people to understand that. So I'm trying to kind of be the voice of reason and explain this to people. I'm not paid off or anything. I've been doing this channel for free, but it's paid me tenfold in just the experience, the people I've met, and obviously the gains that we've all made on Hex that we're going to continue to make because there's so much more meat on the bone. And so like, I'm more motivated than ever to keep promoting Hex and projects that help the ecosystem like Liquid Loans because, it's a win-win. The rising tide lifts all ships. And this is kind of, in my opinion, the safe haven or the place to be. This is the ecosystem that's being fostered and done right from the get-go because it's taking all the principles of crypto and taking what works, taking what doesn't work. And we're really just taking the good parts of crypto and we're adding them into things like Hex, which is a better store of value than Bitcoin, things like PulseChain, which is better Ethereum. And obviously, if you're going to replace all the products at a bank, you need to replace loans. And the Liquid Loans protocol, from what I understand of it, is the best version that we have. I mean, it kicks Aave's ass. Compound, it's, the darlings of the DeFi community on Ethereum don't really even compare to Liquid Loans. And so I'm just here trying to teach people, that there's a better financial system out here. And I really do think this is going to be the winning team. So I'm happy to be a part of it and just happy to promote it. It's something you can actually sleep at night knowing that you're helping people, steering them the right way and not just shilling the altcoin of the week like so many other people do.
Oh, 100%, man. Isn't it funny though that all those what looked like failures or dead ends actually led you to the real thing. You had to go through that hardship.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many times in life, and it's for anything, right? Finding the right partner, finding the right job, finding the right diet. You have to have those kind of failures, but in a way they lead you to the right place. And now I'd say, yeah, you're one of the pinnacles of OGs on YouTube, telling people the right way, helping people see the wood through the trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, thanks. It's my pleasure. I enjoy what I do. I actually get to wake up and do something I like, which is just trying to break down complex ideas and simple terminology. And, if you can't explain something simply, you really don't understand it. And so liquid loans is this crazy contraption, right? But, I try to explain it from a simple point of view. And it's a way to never have to sell your hex. You can take out leverage on your PulseChain. Sorry, never have to sell your PulseChain. And you can take out leverage on it, and you can utilize this stable coin that you get in the real world. And as long as the price of PLS goes up and to the right over time, you can even recollateralize and remint more stable coin. And it's just another way to add to your passive income streams, right? So Hex is obviously making you the lion's share of interest. It's 40% APY. It's unbelievable. It's a store value play. You can have your ladder set up, but once you do, there's other ways to extract value from the system, right? And so liquid loans does that, and it also keeps value within the system as well, which Jesse pointed out yesterday on my channel. So
that was a great stream, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I just don't see, I think the only worry and concern to have about this is, well, is it safe? Is it audited? And yes, it is. It's decentralized. It's no admin keys, governance free. People haven't looked into it, might be skeptical, and I totally understand that.
Yeah,
it's not it has nothing to do with Hex, right? Technically, I mean, you can buy Hex with USDL if you want to, but people just want to know, is it safe or not? And can I trust the people behind the curtain who have been showing their face, like yourself and like Jesse, and knowing that it's forked from Liquidity, LQTY, on Ethereum, and that has 2 audits that you can go read right now. Just Google it. You'll find them. The audits came back totally clear. It's been running without a hitch for about 2 years now, and maybe a year and a half. Never been hacked, unlike 99.9% of other DeFi products. So, and this is a fork of Liquidity. I think the only issue is how much code has been changed since the Liquidity fork. And what Jesse's telling me is almost none, other than the sacrifice phase.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be, very little of the code's been changed. Obviously, some things need to be changed because obviously there will be changes on PulseChain, but the lion's share of it, the majority of it is the same code. And as we know, that's battle-tested code on Ethereum, on Avalanche. So we're not reinventing the wheel here, right? We're taking something that's already working. Obviously, PulseChain's an EVM compatible chain. So we're seeing what they've done right and wrong as well, and we're tweaking it. And obviously, we can't release audits until certain things are out. Like, for example, we want to pull price from PulseX and stuff like that, as well as oracles and a number of other things. So audits are definitely coming, and the code won't go live until the audits are done, 2 audits, and they're published for everyone to see. But I understand why people have, they want to ask questions. They want to question it, right? Because it's crypto. And if you believed everyone, as we both know, you get burned very, very quickly. So it's good that people are asking questions. Obviously, it can be irritating when you get people who are ignorant to the whole thing and they hear a loan or liquidation, and those semantics just turn them off completely. What do you think about the people who are like Richard Hart Maxis and say, I'm not going to touch anything or believe anything that, Richard hasn't built or endorsed himself?
Sure. Well, hey, man, I mean, that's almost like, you got to keep an open mind, right? I mean, luckily we were all open-minded enough to get into Hex, but I think now that Hex has made certain people rich, they're clinging to the idea that this is the only, the finality. This is the end-all be-all of crypto. This is the pinnacle. And I do think it's the greatest store of value that the world's ever seen, right? I really think that Hex as a store of value app that lives on top of a blockchain, it's the best app that we have available. If you want to store your value, buy Hex. Like it's beautifully designed when you look into the under the hood. But Richard Hart's only one person, and it is possible for people to make other good products. It's rare, but when you've got such a successful existing product and it's being forked and the community is being developed like the way you're doing and the way Jesse's been, not hiding anything, showing their faces and trying to explain very simply and calmly about how the system works. I've got an open mind to a lot of things, and I get pitched ideas all day long, and I say no to 99.9% of them. But this is one that I've actually said yes to myself. And again, I'm not trying to sell you on it. If you're not comfortable with it, don't invest. You don't need to. You can use the system without actually buying the loan token, right? You can totally just extract value that way when it launches. If this seems like too big of a risk, that's all crypto is, guys. It's calculated risks, right? And it's trusting in people to not fuck up the code, and it's calculated risk, right? And so I also don't recommend that anybody just jump into liquid loans without having exposure to Hex and PulseChain first. Like, I think you should, if you're starting out from scratch, like put all your eggs in one or a few baskets and then watch those baskets very closely. You don't just want to diversify into every project that comes along. But this is just something that piques my interest, and I think other people should know about it. So, hey, I mean, if you want to give me some hate or give Matt hate about like what we're trying to do here, I mean, it's really what you're trying to do. I'm just hopping along for the ride. I just happen to have gone through the thought process, trying to poke hole in it, trying to figure out how people could abuse the system, and then, hearing all the explanations about why that doesn't happen, seeing it in reality, seeing it the Liquidity protocol, even getting close to the 150% recovery mode and not actually going there. It seems very resilient as a system. And so can something go wrong? Yes, you can default on your loan. Yes, there could be a fatal bug in the code, and you could lose all your money. That's always a fact with crypto.
Yeah.
But I give that a low probability, enough so that I feel comfortable with investing part of my money. I'm not putting my whole life savings into liquid loans. It's, I'm sacrificing just a tiny bit of stablecoin that I've had sitting around, and it looks like a good opportunity. So calculated risks, guys. I'm not a prophet telling you what to buy, what to not buy. Nothing I've ever said is financial advice. But I guess getting back to the Richard Hart thing, it's like there are other people building on top of PulseChain, and you need these other people in the ecosystem so that people use PulseChain. So you're going to have these satellite products that aren't built by Richard Hart because he's only one guy, and they're filling in other niches. Like there's the NFT niche, there's the loans niche, there's going to be things like GameFi and stuff that you want to attract whoever's into your particular narrative to get them over into your ecosystem on the cheaper, faster, better, place to be.
100%, man. And it's great to hear someone who's logical, who's reasonable like yourself, and an influencer in the community explain it like that. But I agree with you. Everyone should do their own research. If you're not happy or you don't feel like it's the right thing for you, don't use it, right? No one's pressuring anyone to do anything. And you can also use the liquid loans protocol without taking a loan. You could provide stability to the stability pool, and you earn the loan token, and you get, liquidated pulse from the other vaults. Or you could buy some loan token or sacrifice for it and then just stick it in the loan staking pool and generate all the fees. And that would be the safest way to interact with the protocol without taking a loan. But any tool can be used for good or bad, right? And anyone who uses it, they should read the white paper, they should understand collateral ratios and understand what they're doing. But everyone on this team, this isn't like newbies that have come along. I'm sure you know this already, but everyone on the team's a hexagon. I mean, I've got a 15-year staking ladder. I'm sure everyone else has. Yeah. Hex, no one's denying that Hex isn't, the best store of value. Much better than Bitcoin. You can stake it, you can lock it up, delay gratification, and you can earn more. But like you said, that's one, that's the savings account, for example. Jexa did a great video on this. Then you have the exchange, PulseX. Then we have the substrate, right? The foundation, which is Pulse. And now we have the central bank, which is liquid loans. So Richard's only one man. He's even said, listen, I can't do everything. You guys go away and build cool stuff. So yeah, it's great for you to hear you're seeing through. I mean, I know you would anyway, because you'll do your research and you're not just going to just brush things off, but it's great to hear that.
Well, so I would question anybody that has a bone to pick with liquid loans. Just ask them, like, did you read the white paper? Like, oh, you did? Oh, what was your favorite part? Well, how about that? What was your least favorite part of the white paper? And then just, they'll probably be stonewalled at that point because they obviously didn't read it. Like what do you not like about liquid loans? Oh, it's just made by a different guy. If that's the reason, you're going to need a better reason. If you can give me some good reasons, like, I will entertain those reasons, and I'll probably, if they're good rebuttals to why you shouldn't use liquid loans, like, I'm open. I'm all ears to that.
Yeah. When some people haven't done their research, doing that Socratic method, right, where you just question them and say, well, what do you know about it? Because you hear kind of just random stuff thrown out like, oh, all the founders are going to get everyone's pulse. It's like that's not how it works, right? The pulse goes to the stability providers, or this is a way for whales just to dump the price and get everyone's pulse. It's like that wouldn't work either, because that pulse is distributed between all the stability pool, and then they'd have to wreck their own bags to pick up, hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars and lose millions. So all these things don't add up. If anyone is on the fence, do read the white paper, do head over to liquidloans.io and go to the knowledge tab, because everything is there. But it's super exciting, man. PulseChain is on the verge of coming out. PulseX SAC is pretty much, we're at the end of that, right? PulseChain could be out soon. What are your thoughts on it? On how long until mainnet goes live?
Oh man, dude. I mean, everybody wants to know. It's like the most asked question. I bet if you made a YouTube video right now saying PulseChain launch date, it would probably get 20,000 views. But then you'd be lying, because nobody fucking knows, man. Sure. March is what I'm optimistic for, and like I'm always foolishly optimistic. So don't take my word for gospel here. Late March would be great. You guys decided to do a sacrifice phase right now. Interesting timing, but I would hope that it would be after that phase is over, just for the headache on your end, so you don't have to deal with anything else. What did make you decide to just go ahead and launch the SAC now rather than later?
Well, we've been thinking about when to do this, right? There was talks about January, and then obviously everything needs to be like secure. The website needs to be built properly. We don't want to rush into anything. So there was rumors maybe January. There was rumors, early February, and we thought it was the right time. We have meetings as a team, and we thought it's the right time. The PulseX SAC is coming to an end. Obviously, nobody knows when PulseChain is coming out, but we want to be launching about a month after that. So we thought this time, depending on when we think it might be coming out, again, hopefully in a month or two, PulseChain, but again, that's all speculation. We thought now's the right time to do the sacrifice and then start to build out our ecosystem. And I mean, it's proving pretty good. A lot of people are interested in true DeFi projects. As you can see, nearly 8 million has been sacrificed so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's great to see, man. Like, obviously, it's not going to be anywhere near what was sacrificed for Pulse, but I think it's proven very successful so far. And it's an interesting way you're doing it, where you're actually tying on the cents, the number of cents at the end is how long you're locked up for. I thought that was pretty cool. It might be a headache, because a lot of people are going to mess that up. So good luck trying to sort all that afterwards.
They will, right?
Well, yeah, that might be a you problem as well. Or I'm not sure who's going to have to deal with the customer support, but that I can already predict that a lot of people are going to mess that up.
If they don't put in the right decimal, either put in 1 to 24. If they put anything over 24, it just becomes null and void, and then it comes out on day one. So that's how that's working. Sorry.
Great. No worries.
Sorry about that. Jesse's calling me.
He's like, don't say anything. don't
I called him earlier, and he was obviously on the phone, so he's called me back on Telegram. My tab's open, so don't say anything. What was I saying? Yes. So either you put 1 to 24 on the decimal, because you can lock up to 24 months and get a 2.5 multiplier on your coin count. And if you go over that, then it's going to become null and void, and then you just come out on day one. What about yourself? Do you want to reveal what kind of plays you're doing, or?
Yeah, well, I just did 1 and 1, right? So I did 1 immediate, and then 1 launched out into the future. So I don't want to dox myself or anything, but that's kind of the play I'm making, because it's the best of both worlds. Flexibility for getting a revenue stream now of the profit sharing, getting some USDL flowing in right from day one, and then hopefully, betting on the price of the loan token appreciating, unlike Liquidity. But as we know with Liquidity, venture capitalists, aka vulture capitalists, they're not great for the price. So that's one thing I enjoy, that you guys are opening it up to retail, so we can see, if it dumps, that's going to be retail's fault. It's not going to be the founders' fault, because the founders are locked for many years, 2 years, I think. And there's no VCs. So who's dumping? It's probably, well, I mean, it's too early to say. There might not be anyone dumping. There might be a rush to buy, and price appreciation of loan token could go up. Either way, that's not the point of loan token. You could just stake your loan token and, accrue revenue fees, and the price of loan going up is just a nice side effect.
Yeah, I mean, if Pulse starts to go up a lot, which obviously we think it will do, because obviously PulseChain, you know, look at all the full system state copy, cheaper, faster, more efficient version of Ethereum.
Yeah.
Loan token should follow that, because obviously the people that are using the liquid loans protocol, they're going to have more collateral. They can mint more USDL. There's going to be more fees. Obviously, the more fees, the more that loan token becomes more desirable, right? Because people are earning more money. So Jex has done some good modeling around that. And personally, again, everyone should do what they want to do, but the loan token is not a trading token. I think it will appreciate in value and it will do very well, but it's that token that you want to stake and then just earn all those fees, collect the fees, become part of the central bank. So I think, yeah, some people are obviously going to dump, but like you said, all the team is vested, longer than the community, that's for sure. And there's no VCs involved. So we haven't got the vulture capitalist dumping on our head. We haven't got 25 other competitors or whatever they have on Ethereum. We haven't got insane gas fees hampering everyone, where over on Liquidity, you know, I think it's mainly a lot of whales using that, or a lot of people with a lot of money compared to, you know, the average Joe. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But
yeah, you've got a lot less negative externalities and a lot more good things, right? You've got a community. You've got 8,000 people in a Telegram. You've got your own YouTube channel. I don't see anybody shilling Liquidity. And you could argue Liquidity has been successful, you know, just in the terms of it hasn't been hacked. It's been doing what it was supposed to do for 2 years. And it's successful with nobody, you know, yelling about it, nobody talking about it at all. It was good enough for Coinbase Pro to list Liquidity. You know, these are big players that, you know, have to actually do their due diligence. So you've got everything that Liquidity doesn't have, and then everything that's good about Liquidity as well. Like everything that Liquidity is missing.
Yeah, for sure. Their Telegram group, I think 400, maybe 500. We've got over 8,000, probably close to 9,000 now. We've got a YouTube channel as everyone's watching. And we're not here just to shill, you know, liquid loans. As you know, we come on here, we bring people like you on, we chat about PulseChain, you know, DeFi, everything. So yeah, I think we're doing it right. And I think when people see the value, I mean, even if you don't want to use liquid loans, that's fine. Everyone should do what they want to do. But if you're a Pulse holder, it's going to help your bags anyway. And it's just super exciting to see this protocol working well, seeing it with about 2.5 billion in collateral and about $800 million in loans, and never been hacked, like you said, never gone into recovery mode. So let's see how it can rip when it's on PulseChain with cheap fees.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm so excited for the price performance, and obviously just to use the protocol as well. I mean, something useful in crypto is very, very rare these days. You know, you got a lot of Rube Goldberg machines that are overly complicated, and you know they don't end up really solving a problem, and they also don't pay attention to user experience. I think Liquid Loans, you know, the website is beautiful. I'm sure the DApp is going to be very well designed. You know, for whatever front end you guys put on top of it. I haven't seen it yet, but you know, everything is well designed. A referral program. You know, I think somebody asked me about this in my DMs, and I guess I should bring it up here. Has there been an issue? This might just be a rumor. Has there been an issue with the referral links themselves, and is that getting resolved? Like with the cookie, I think the cookie's been stuck, and people can't use a different referral link if they've already clicked one.
Yeah, I did see something in the admin chat this morning about something being quite sticky with it, and I saw someone saying that's being resolved as we speak. So I'm not sure if that's resolved right now. I'll have to check. But yeah, I did think that there was some sort of issue, maybe with the cookies or what's not, maybe something getting caught in the server cache or something. So, but you know, our team are on that. No one's sleeping on that, and we want everyone to use a referral link, give it out as much as possible. So yeah. The team's on that as we speak, but any updates we'll post it on the Twitter for sure.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, that's what I thought, and hopefully that gets resolved before the 10 days of a good rate or whatever. Should be shilling my referral link. I just put it in the private chat if you want to shill. Yeah, but yeah, guys, I think if you can.
Oh, Haunted says it's resolved already.
So it is resolved. Okay, great.
I just saw that.
So
great.
Guy who DM'd me yesterday. I'm sorry, I forgot your name right now. Your screen name, but. Yes, if you're watching this, you can go ahead and use a different referral link if you previously selected somebody else's. So,
okay, I'm just going to post yours in the chat now, in the public chat.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
So there we go. That's Coffee's referral link. Everyone go and click that. You know, the guy's giving so much value in content, you can give him some value back to, and actually you're going to get value too, right?
Oh, yeah, you get 5% free.
Exactly. And by the looks of it, Jex has also done a demo on the front end on his channel yesterday as well. So if you want to go and view that, head over to Jex's channel. He's got some great content too. So what I want to ask you, because I know we haven't got that much time, another 20 minutes or so, but what's going to be your play? And I know you're probably not going to be doing anything too crazy, but when PulseChain goes live, apart from maybe buying the dip, have you got any other plays or anything up your sleeve?
You know what, man? Everybody wants to know what's your strategy, you know, what's your pre-bridge strategy, all this, how, you know, what buttons am I going to click? Guys, I don't stare at the screen. I don't watch price charts. You know, I'll check the price charts when I'm taking a dump in the morning, and that's about it. Like, fucking, like, I am not glued to the screen. All right. And the more you overthink these things, the more you're going to mess yourself up, right? If you're going to do something you're not ready for. I'm just going to, my Hex is staked, and my PulseChain and my PulseX bags are secured. My Liquid Loans bag is secured. I'm just probably going to stake everything I can. My Liquid Loan strategy, by the way, very simple. I'm just going to mint some USDL, however much I'm comfortable with. I'm going to park it in the stability pool. I'm going to earn some loan token from that, and then I'm going to stake all my loan token. And I'm just going to do that very simple strategy. I know there's a million strategies people are inventing in the community. It's very cool to see, but I'm a simple man, guys. I don't want a lot of overcomplicated things to worry about. I don't want to have to be glued to watching my collateralization level, so I'm going to be way over collateralized. My PulseChain tokens, you know, I don't feel the need to really sell at all, like for years to come. So, I mean, definitely not selling in the first year. Like, that's just ridiculous. Why? I mean, these things are long-term holds. So I'm going to be holding, staking, and that's the strategy that nobody wants to hear, right? It's like sit on your ass and do nothing. But sorry, guys, like it's boring making gains sometimes, especially when Hex is going sideways for 6 months. I know it's boring, man. Like, I understand. Like, it's tough, but I mean, unless you think Hex is dead, going away forever and never going to return, then you're going to be all right, man. If you're staked, you're making interest the whole time. It's paying you for waiting, and it's paying you for your patience. And I think patience is always rewarded, right? Money always goes from the hands of the impatient to the hands of the patient. And that's what we're going to continue to see. And so, Warren Buffett. And if you try to do some crazy plays with ratio trading in the first day or two, be careful, right? Maybe use whatever sacrifice price you got in at for PulseX, and then maybe try to use the average sacrifice price without volume multiplier, let's say 0.0001 as a benchmark, and see if you're getting a good deal. But yeah, that's when it comes to strategy. I wish I had a better story to tell you. I'm just going to be waiting for my gains, enjoying my life.
No, dude, it's good to hear it from the horse's mouth. I mean, I kind of knew what you were going to say anyway, but you know, that delayed gratification needs to be drilled into people's subconscious mind. And like you said at the beginning of our conversation, if you'd have just held that Bitcoin, right, from 2015 and not tried to get into every S coin, you know, try and do leverage trading or whatever you were doing at the time, you would have been better off. And when I first heard that from Richard myself, it was like, ding, light bulb.
Yeah, it's a very Zen way to look at it. Like it's almost very like Buddhist, right? It's like the best thing to do is just nothing at all. And it's a get rich slow scheme, guys. It's a get rich in a couple of years scheme. It's not a get rich overnight, get rich quick. Yes, it does happen, but all the gains in crypto come in just a couple of days or weeks of time, and then the rest of the time it's either retracing or stagnant. So you want to be holding these coins when the gains come, and you want to be positioned so you're not buying the top or buying into the pump. And that's how people make the money. I mean, it just takes a couple, you know, at least a year, guys. I mean, just hold something for a year. Don't just, I mean, people are always just looking for what project to get in next, all that stuff. And it's not about that. It's about identifying, really, really being careful, saying no to 99.9% of things because they're crap. And the 0.1% of things that you say yes to, just try to really understand them. And then, you know, while you're sitting around waiting, well, I'm choosing to spend my time just chilling on YouTube and interviewing different people, hopping on channels, networking, meeting interesting people. It really helps pass the time while those gains slowly roll in. So that's kind of just my strategy, is distract myself, I guess, with the YouTube channel so I don't have to watch the charts.
100%, man. What you said is just, well, in my opinion, nail on the head. I mean, going back to that kind of Zen Buddhism philosophy, less is more. And buy something, get into something good and hold, because listen, even if you were making money or you're making, maybe a little bit more profit than you would from just holding, I don't think it's worth the stress. I've tried leverage trading, I've tried degenning it, and it's just too stressful and it's boring staring at charts. I barely check the hex chart, maybe once every couple of days, but I don't really care because, what am I going to do? I'm staked anyway. So
Yeah, you can do like emergency end stake if the price is down,
exactly
10%. Like, no, it's Pandora's box, guys. You're just opening up yourself for more pain if it's a red day. Obviously, I love checking the price because if it's a green day, I get a little dopamine hit. But I mean, I know we've had a lot of red days, guys. Hex will come back. Okay, Hex is just going through doing what it does, right? And as the time goes on, the cycles get lengthened, right? Kind of like Bitcoin. So, we had fast pumps and fast recoveries in the early days. We're over 2 years into it. So you can expect that these cycles are going to stretch out a little more over time, in my opinion. Not financial advice, no crystal ball, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, things pump hardest when they're young. But I mean, again, if you hold these things for several years' time, I mean, even Hex probably still has another 10,000 X left in the tank, in my opinion.
Do you think it starts to rip when PulseChain goes live because it's just not hampered anymore by gas fees and ridiculousness?
Yeah, I think PulseX will have a lot of attention around it. I think other products like Hedron might, they might spur some more interest in staking Hex because it'll just be one more game theory mechanic to add on top. It's like, oh, no, I can trade my stakes as NFTs. So it'll open up a new crowd of people. I mean, it'll definitely probably lengthen the average weighted stake length, but and if anybody wants to build anything else around Hex, and you've got so much coming up. You've got Staker App V2. You've got things like I've heard rumors of hedge funds and fiat on ramps, and when all these things unlock more people to come in, that's going to bring new money in. That's going to pump the price. But when these things happen, there's no timeline on it. You just got to know people are working on it, and if you're not happy with the people working on it and the speed in which they're going, you are the network, so you can go ahead and build things in the ecosystem to help pump the price of Hex as well. So there's that personal responsibility aspect.
Yeah, well, that leads me into another great question, actually. How do we make PulseChain and the Hex go viral? I mean, does it happen naturally when PulseChain goes live, or do we all have to do something? Do we have to take responsibility and go out there and share it?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen coins pump harder with way less marketing. So to me, it's like I feel like the Hex snowball has already started rolling down the mountain. I think it's unstoppable, but it's going to get there faster the more people talk about it. And just speaking about it, obviously word of mouth is the greatest way to promote something, and personal experience. Hey, it worked for me. This is how it can work for you. Having a YouTube channel is almost like word of mouth times 1,000, in my opinion, because it's like you're speaking to an audience of people every time you hop on. Like, where else can you get that kind of power with just your voice, with just a microphone and a laptop? It's not very you could knock on doors all day long, or you could start a YouTube channel, or you could make a blog that people actually visit. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of onboarding in real life. I'm a huge fan of obviously onboarding virtually, interacting with the community to a degree where they feel like they can know, like, and trust you, building rapport. All these things work. It's just a matter of the intensity in which we do them. If we do them more, it'll work faster. If we do them less, I mean, hey, Dogecoin had zero marketing, right? It still made, way new all-time highs, right? Yeah, there's a community there. There's people talking about it, and just by virtue of not dying, the price has gone up. Now, it's nowhere near the gains that Hex has done, or probably will do, but it just proves like things that don't die just tend to accrue value if given enough time.
Yep. If it's got a ticker and there's a community, then at some point you're going to see some price appreciation for sure if they keep onboarding new people. So it's just a matter of time for sure. Going back to something about PulseChain, NFTs aren't my cup of tea. I'm sure they're not your cup of tea either. But of course, all the NFT bros are going to get a copy on PulseChain. Do you think they're going to flock over straight away, or is it going to be like a slow burn of them coming over?
I think a lot of people might come digging for gold. You know what I mean? There might be a gold rush of new NFT shillers, new people opportunists, you could say, trying to come over with new fancy collections of pixel art and put them on PulseChain and say, hey, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's going to happen. And I think that, I don't know if a lot of people are going to migrate their existing ETH NFTs over to PulseChain, but I think people are going to be starting a lot of new NFT products on PulseChain. or, you know, whatever you call them, collections. It's kind of a joke to call some of these things collections, but yeah, you can pretend you're a fine art connoisseur on PulseChain as well. Go ahead. I mean, the more the merrier. It's going to happen. It's going to bring a lot of people in. Like, I don't know how else to, you know my opinion on NFTs. Like, I don't love them, but then somebody goes ahead and they make an NFT of me, and I'm like, well, damn it, I can't not like that. It's literally a pixel version of me. Like, that's awesome.
Have you got some coffee NFTs?
Yes, I got two now. I have a PulseX Punk and I have a PulseChain Punk, and it's just like, you know, pixel guy with a beard or whatever. And I'm like, all right, sure. I guess if I squint really hard, you know, maybe it looks like me. But you know, I'm not going to be like saying, hey, go gamble on these, or hey, go buy this for 10 grand or whatever. But you know, if you want to play around with your little art, you know, JPEGs and whatever, it's cute, right? But just don't waste all your money on them, and don't get trapped into thinking that like these actually are going to maintain a value of $100,000 forever,
especially in the bear market.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like the fact that NFTs have actually held up so far is pretty amazing to me. But I think it's this you know, hot potato game of which collection is hot this week. You know what I mean? It's musical chairs with that stuff.
Yeah, rocks, Bored Apes. You know,
the rocks one, man. The pet rocks was like the most. I was like offended. Are
they trolling us? Offended. Are they trolling?
Yeah, exactly. Right? I was like, this. There has to be a joke here. Like,
I mean, come on, man. A rock. I mean, a pixelated bit of a rock. I mean,
and they're all
like Richard says,
different shade of brown. So it's like, ooh.
I mean, you think you've seen it all, right? You thought dog coins were bad, or you thought like copy and paste code was bad, like.
Yeah.
But like Richard said, I like it when people ask him about them. He's like, if you can sell them, good. Don't buy them.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I mean, I got gifted a mooncat. You know, mooncat.
Hey, I've heard of them.
Yeah. So I got gifted a mooncat by just some guy I knew on Twitter, and he was running this thing. He was like, "Oh, post below." And this is when I first got into crypto. I didn't really know what was going on. I just posted below it, and he's like, "Hey, send me your ETH address. You won the mooncat. It's worth 2 ETH." So I had it in my wallet, and obviously then the crash came in May last year, 2021, and it dropped to 1 ETH, and then I got into Hex, and I was like, I'm just dumping this, man. I'm just buying Hex with it. So it cost me like $300 to sell it on OpenSea with all the gas fees, which was ridiculous. But still got some more Hex, staked it. So it could be a good thing in the long run.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, man. That's awesome. Free NFT, free Hex. I mean, if my NFTs ever become worth anything, like, I have no emotional attachment to them. So be warned, guys, I will be an NFT dumper. I'm not going to get behind. You know, okay. Yeah. Let's say this. Maybe if an NFT is under $1,000, I could see maybe defending that value, but like anything over that is just absurd to me.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If I got an NFT that was a couple of grand, I'd be dumping it for Hex or Pulse or PulseX or
100%. Absolutely.
100%. Listen, man, I know I appreciate you coming on. I know you haven't got much time left, but one last question before you go. Everyone loves it. It's speculation. What do you think is going to perform best in PulseChain in the first year?
I knew it. I knew that was coming.
People love it, man. I'm sorry to put you on the spot. People love it. You know it. You got a channel.
Here's the first year, honest to God truth of price performance. What's going to do best, right? Number 1, PLS token. Number 2, Hex, PulseChain version of Hex. And based on liquidity, Ethereum version of Hex, if we can get enough liquidity in that pool. Now, number 3 and 4 is a toss-up between PulseX and liquid loans. It's really going to depend on the volume done on PulseX versus the usage that liquid loans is getting. I see it's going to be neck and neck. So I'd almost say PLS number 1, number 2, PulseChain Hex with a contingency on eHex based on liquidity, and number 3, tie for PulseX loan token. I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, they're both the prices of both depend on the usage of each application. And although trading is the primary, unfortunately, I'd have to say PulseX number 3, I guess, and then loan token number 4 in terms of price appreciation, just because trading is the primary use case of crypto right now, whether you want to admit it or not. People have to be a little more advanced and a little higher level of understanding before they use something like a liquid loans. But hey, for 4th best performing asset of 2022, I don't think that's so bad.
Man, I mean, I agree with you. Of course, I don't want to put you on the spot, but everyone appreciates a respected, a member of the community, their opinion. Listen, bro,
Yeah.
it's been so good coming on the channel. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all the content you put out. You're an asset to the community. So thanks so much. You're going to have to come back on, when PulseChain goes live and Liquid Loans is live, and we'll update you on what's going on and catch up.
Gladly. Thanks for having me, man. I'll talk to you later.
Wicked, man. Thanks a lot and take care.
Bye, guys.
Guys, the man, the myth, the legend, Crypto Coffee, what a great guy to get his perspective on PulseChain, Liquid Loans, PulseX, all that good stuff. Guys, if you like the video and the daily content that we're putting out on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop new videos. You can also share the video with someone who you think it may benefit. Maybe tap the like button and also drop a comment for the algo. It does help us out. If you want any more information on the sacrifice phase, which is now live, and nearly $8 million has been sacrificed because people believe in algorithmic stablecoins and they want to reject centralized stablecoins, then head over to thesacrifice.io. If you do have any questions, you can also jump into our Telegram group, t.me/liquid loans, and ask our superstar mods and admins any questions. They're there to help you out 24/7. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a great evening, day, night, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.